So, Soul Family, I want to touch base on the solar flares, and there have been some powerful solar flares coming through on this earth. And these solar flares are really having a shift, such a deep shift, such a potent shift into our DNA. These solar flares have been started actually around the 70s and the 80s, which have actually started from the central sun. When the Elohimic consciousness has basically come into this higher agreement and to start bringing these awakening souls into earth, I'm referring to all of yous out there coming into this earth, they knew that this is the time where we're gonna have a shift, a big shift. And these big shifts are actually the shift of times. These cycles happen on grand scales throughout the universe, and we're not just the only ones who are going through these shifts. There are other dimensional beings and other solar systems are going through these shifts, and they're also raising in vibration as we raise in vibration. We are all codependent on one another. So what has been taking the solar flares from our sun? The sun's rays are illuminous, and it represents the father, the positive charge, where the earth represents the female, the negative charge. And when the rays of the solar rays start to penetrate into the earth herself starts to awaken. She becomes aroused. She starts to dance in this pillar of light that aligns us to the central sun. So when the earth starts to awaken, we start to see these great shifts. And I'm sure you guys heard these great shifts that are coming. And if you guys seen, I've been talking about this in the past, but I've been holding myself back from expressing this because I like to keep it in a certain alignment and a certain frequency of what I'm relaying in the channel that I'm representing. So the shifts that are coming is because the rays of the sun are entering into the rays of our atmosphere, and the earth is accepting them in. So what is happening internally? The core of the earth starts to slow down, but the outside core starts to speed up. So the outside core starts to speed up. We start to see tornadoes, hurricanes, floods, and the shift in Gaia. But Gaia is also codependent on us as we are on her. So we as divine beings, angelic beings that fully understand with the divine mind grid that we are creating, we also have to do this shift. So this past 5, 10 years or 20 years, we've been shifting. We've been working ourselves, diligently transmuting ourselves. But the rays that are coming from the sun entering into the earth, and now the earth are actually emitting this energy into the soil. And the soil is very potent right now, especially in the past few days. I believe on Sunday, I came outside and I was just walking barefoot, and I just felt so much energy in the soil. And when that energy entered, I felt that energy enter into my nervous system, into the nervous system through the soles of my feet. Now, those that took the workshop and the courses will know that the nervous system holds the DNA programming of our ancestors. So through that shift, I noticed that, okay, it has been initiated. Literally been initiated. We took a trajectory right now. We made a decision that we're gonna go towards that direction. And I've been waiting for this because this is where I believe next year and the next maybe 2 to 3 years, at least 3 years, we will see the earth tremble. She will shake, she will move, but through that movement comes a new structure. There's always a death to something, and a new birth comes in. So this new birth that is happening, we're activating the triple helix DNA. What is the triple helix DNA? The triple helix DNA is the merger of the ethers and the physical body. So now matter and ether is starting to merge and unite. So what does that mean for us as humans? That means that we are acting our 24th, you can say, strands of DNA, but they are the 24 chromosome. There's 23 chromosomes, but they know that there's a 24th. The 24th chromosome is solid, but not solid because it is etheric. It is the unification into our energy bodies, the unification into our spirit, our astral, our causal body. So that means that the souls that are coming in now through the central sun and our sun will remember their past lives instantaneously. That means the souls that are coming into this earth after the year of 2028 to 2032 or so will remember their multidimensionalism. So these are much more advanced souls that are coming in. What does this also indicate for our society? That means we will have a rapid shift. Obviously, to the rapid shift, we have to have separation. That means there will be separation between society, between people, between continents. And not only that, we are stepping into the 8th chakra system. I believe last year I mentioned that. The 8th chakra system will be presented by the 8th continent that will emerge from the earth. So there will be an 8th continent that will be coming up into surface in the next 4 years or so, maybe a little bit longer. But this, or unless it's already been discovered and it hasn't been presented to the public. So the 8th continent will represent the vibrational shift in mankind into the 8th chakra system. So when I speak about the 12th strand DNA and the 24th strand DNA, your 12 strands DNA is like a double helix, but at a higher frequency. So when the DNA starts to cross over, that is crosses over on the 12th chakra system. Okay, the 12th chakra system resides at your higher self. So that unification of DNA, when we guys go through the course, I go into that details there of the transformation in those levels. From there, then we activate the 24 strand DNA. The 24 strand DNA is already now working with the triple helix DNA, which is your spiritual body and your physical body has merged. There is no longer a separation between you and your energy bodies. I believe, Kelly, we spoke about that, and you were saying in the past few days that you're feeling everything around you and you cannot turn it off. That is the upgraded human, the next evolution of mankind, coming back into our wholeness. So we become aware of what we cannot see, and we start to understand the unification into the 24th strand of DNA, which is taking us to the oversoul level. From the oversoul level, now we are fully merged and have transmuted our astral body, our spirit. So it means we are healed in our emotional and mental state. This healing will take place in the next 4 to 5 years, which will be very rapid. I feel like it's not holding anything back. It is stepping into the cosmic heart. It is stepping into the heart space of our soul's essence. We cannot see or understand unless we surrender to the heart. So therefore, the telepathic communication and will start to initiate. It's already been initiated, but now it's going to become more dominant. That's going to become more vital, and you're going to start seeing it and feeling it. So if you have cell phones or text messaging, we will start feeling that without it. It's just like you know that somebody's texting you, or you know somebody's talking about reaching out to you, you will feel it. So we're stepping into this new paradigm of existence where we're now not only just finalizing the 12-strand DNA activation, but now we're going into the 24th DNA activation, as well as the 24th chromosome, which allows us to have the telepathic activation with the higher realms. How does this really take place in our physical body? In our physical body, the earth energy starts to rise up. Without that divine feminine energy, we cannot have that spark. That spark is the sun. And in the past few days, that spark has been very dominant, especially we've been seeing it in the past few years. But it really took the shift recently. So the new world, in the physical world, it will not look pretty because it has to die out. So it has to be destroyed in order to be reborn. So sometimes there was a saying, I believe, in the Old Testament, saying that we have to be reborn. This is the time that we are actually going through a rebirth process. So we are just basically hatching out into this new world that's going to have a rapid shift. Technology is also shifting and it will become very dominant. And I think in the long term, technology will remove and replace religion. Religion will become more a collective thing, and it will change our perception into higher dimensional of perception of religion. So the religion will become you. The belief will come back into yourself, into your heart, the trust within. And the technology will show us that because it will be the collective process of our beliefs. So it's very important that we, at these days, start to see and put in more benevolent information into our technology, because it will pick up from what we imprint into it, what we give it. AI cannot create information out of thin air. It only can create what mankind has input into it. So what we input into it will allow it to work for us. Just like you utilize your Instagrams, just like you utilize your YouTubes, for it to work for you and to guide you in a more positive way.